Something big just hit the UK. A fresh leader stepped into the spotlight. Kemi Badenoch, the newly elected leader of the Conservative Party, after outpacing Robert Jenrick in a nail-biting vote, Badenoch has made history as the first black woman to lead a major political party in the UK. And trust me, her journey is nothing short of a rollercoaster ride. So let's talk about how this all went down. Badenoch clinched the leadership with a solid 53,806 votes, outpacing Jenrick with 41,388. Rishi Sunak's exit following the Conservatives' less than stellar performance in the last general election opened the door wide for Badenoch. She took this opportunity and ran with it, vowing to bring the party back to its first principles. Born in Wimbledon in 1980, Olukemi Adegoke was one of 3 children of Nigerian parents. Her father worked as a GP and her mother was a physiology professor. She grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and in the United States where her mother lectured. She returned to the UK at the age of 16 to live with a friend of her mother because of the worsening political and economic situation in Nigeria, and studied for her A-levels at a college in South London while working in a McDonald's restaurant and elsewhere. After completing a degree in computer engineering at Sussex University, she worked in IT while also gaining a second degree in law. She then moved into finance, becoming an associate director of private bank Coutts, and later worked as a digital director of influential conservative-supporting magazine The Spectator, a non-editorial role. She married banker Hamish Badenoch in 2012 and they had 3 children. Her political career took off as an MP for Saffron Walden in 2017. Since then, she has held positions like Minister for Equalities and Secretary of State for International Trade, so clearly, she's been around the political block a few times. Badenoch ran for the Conservative Party leadership in 2022, but did not clinch it. But that never deterred her. She kept on. She is known for her strong views on free speech and her opposition to political correctness. Some love her for it, others not so much. And speaking of controversy, Badenoch is no stranger to a good political clash. During her time as a business secretary, she had some rather heated exchanges with civil servants over her insistence on maintaining separate restroom facilities. She took the phrase bathroom politics to a whole new level, not to mention her recent comments about Nigeria, which caused quite the stir. She said she would go to war for the UK, and critics back home were quick to call her out. Talk about a cultural crossfire. Critics like former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode didn't hold back, labeling her as notoriously self-righteous. It's clear that her forthright views on race, gender identity, and equality will keep her in the headlines, for better or worse. And with her new role, she'll be facing off against Labour's Keir Starmer in the House of Commons every Wednesday. With Badenoch at the helm, the Conservatives are gearing up for a major policy review. She's talking about getting back to the basics, something we all do when we've strayed off too far. It'll be interesting to see how she balances her views with the party's traditional values. Can she breathe new life into the Conservatives while keeping her supporters happy? No doubt, she's a trailblazer, but one may feel the journey is just beginning. With her strong opinions and a knack for steering the pot, she is sure to shake things up in British politics. Whether you're cheering for her or throwing stones, Kemi Badenoch is here to make waves, and we'll all be watching closely. What do you think her tenure would look like?